There we go. I'm back in my room recording again with the scuffed lighting. Now, when did I record that last video? Probably a couple days ago, but from what I remember, I was stressed out. I mean, why wouldn't I be? I'm in a new area, new skills, new people, new atmosphere. Everything for me is brand new. And yet, here I am. I survived. Thank the Lord. Because my goodness, I was stressed to the extreme. It's like I was back in school again, freshman year of college, had no idea who anyone was, had no idea how my classes were going to operate, but take it to, I don't know, crank it like a lot more. I don't know if that makes sense, but regardless, everything is starting to cool down. It was my first day on the floor as a server today, and I survived. I made it home. Luckily, I didn't get stabbed. I didn't get Londonized or Americanized with a gun here on my way home by any guests that might have felt mistreated or any guests that didn't feel like they got adequate service. I survived. I'm here. I'm alive. Honestly, I was going to give the thanks to him, but I'm going to pat myself on the back. Now, I did have help. I did practice my script on the people around me, and thank goodness for them, because I would have just gone in there raw with no protection. And that would have been a problem, you know, because, I mean, luckily I managed to pass my manager's serve yesterday. So that's the only reason why I was able to get on the floor today as a server for the first time ever in my life and serve real food and alcohol to actual guests. That still kind of like boggles my mind a little bit, being able to do that. Wow. It's like like being in the world of Amazon, just packing boxes all day, every day for like the last 4 years and a few months. It's just like a great change of pace. Being able to interact with people, you know, at this point, I'm not taking myself too seriously, but don't let my boss know that. Some servers might say this is wrong, but I like changing the script just a tiny little bit. And some servers might be like, you don't need to do all that. You don't need to go above and beyond. Like, you know, they're probably going to tip you what they're going to tip you. Like, whatever the bill's going to be, they're probably going to tip you like 10, 15%, whatever it is. You don't have to try all that hard. Just stick to the same script, because it is a classic script that will help you just do your job. It's a job. To me, it doesn't really feel like a job. Now, sometimes it does, but now I'm starting to get into the zone where I can just kind of goof off a little bit. Well, not goof off in the way I'm like, oh, I'm not bringing the drinks. I'm still kind of stressed out about all that jazz, writing down orders and making sure that I'm listening to them correctly and making sure to remember when they order something on the menu that there is a specific item that goes along with that. So, for example, one of our steaks comes with a raw or creamy sauce. And I forgot to ask that question. When someone ordered a specific steak, I didn't ask if he wanted raw or cream sauce. I'm still kind of like freaking out about all that stuff, but I get to have like a little comedic moment every time a guest sit at my section. When someone sits at my table, time to clown around and have a good time. You know what I mean? Like it's like I have my own comedy. It's like I have my own comedy show. It's like I'm at a stand-up comedy show. But I'm the host. I'm him. I'm the one making the jokes. So I go up to the table and I'm just like, hey, it's my first day on the floor as a server. Never served before, so if I start line dancing at here in front of you, just don't tell my manager, please. Or something really just stupid, you know what I mean? Something like, it's my first day on the floor. Slap me and call me Susan, because if I get your order wrong, don't tell my manager, because I can do a little line dance to make it up for you. You know what I mean? I don't know. Do a little something, something. Do a little. I don't know. Do something. I'll make it up to you. You know what I mean? Just something funny, and then they're like, "Oh, really? It's your first day? Oh, wow. Oh, wow. How many hours are you working? How is your first day going?" And you know, I just make a conversation. I'm a fairly new server, so it's like they're eating really good food and they have a show, because I might mess up their order, and I mean, I did. It's not that I did mess up over their order. I just just didn't ask the right questions sometimes. Did you want raw or creamy horseradish with that steak, sir? Completely forgot. So I had to go back and they ordered an old fashioned. I rang it in wrong. So my manager came up to me and said, hey, you rang it in wrong, my friend. You need to go up to them and ask what type of whiskey they would like. And so I was like, okay, cool. So then I was like, what type of whiskey? Well, I went to the bartender and I was like, what type of whiskey do we have? They were like, oh, we got Jim's, we got Crown, we got this, we got that. Those are the only two that I remember. Jim and Crown. So I went up to the table and I asked them, hey, what's up? Completely forgot to ask you what type of whiskey you wanted. So would you like this and this and this? Because I had it at the moment, but now now it's been a few hours. Now it's 12:49 in the morning and I need to go to sleep because I have another shift scheduled 11 a.m. the following day. So I have to go clock back in a few hours. Well, not really. I mean, there's still some time here. TLDR, why I'm making this video. I survived. It was my first day on the floor as a server ever in my life, working a restaurant job, and my coworkers are all really nice. Some of them just look at me like this. But it's not like I can befriend all the servers, right? It does make me a little sad when I don't know their name and I'm just walking by them like they're just walking by and we're just, I mean, obviously, we're all doing our own thing and we're all focused on our own tables and we're all doing our own side work and we're all doing whatever we need to be doing in that moment, but it just feels kind of wrong to not be like, hello, what's up, how are you? This freaking light is bothering me. Sorry. Because this light is just so scuffed. Look at this thing. Look how bright it is. Do you not see? Do you not see? Like, I need some sort of cover. Like some sort of cover. It's just wrong to have this type of light be on your eyes for more than 13 minutes because I've been recording for 13 minutes. What I'm trying to say is that I got there, I was mentally preparing myself for a disastrous day because I think I barely passed my manager serve. Barely. Absolutely. Like by a slim margin. Now, you might be wondering, Isaac, I'm addressing this now. Why are your lips so, like, creamy? I did my skincare routine, and I have a lip mask. I have a little lip mask container that I bought from my favorite store in the world, Costco. So I bought a lip mask container because, I'm trying to keep my lips hydrated. And I've been hydrating my lips every night since then. I don't know when that was, but that was a few months ago. So, there you go. So if you're gonna comment, Isaac, why are your lips so shiny? What are you eating? I wasn't eating anything. I just put a lip mask on. But anyway, so I barely passed my manager serve test, and by a very slim margin because, oh man, I guess I got nervous. My voice was kind of shaky, and he was like, "Are you nervous?" And I was like, "No. I'm just making sure that your order's all right, you know what I mean? First day on the floor." I was just trying to be kind of jesty. If you don't know what a manager serve is, it's basically one of your managers at the restaurant will pretend to be a guest, and they will do their absolute best to trip you up. He sat down. He did his best. He did his absolute best to ruin my experience as a server. He was trying to be a really difficult guest. He ordered an appetizer, and typically with an appetizer, you get a condiments, right? If you order some sort of finger-eating, finger-licking sort of appetizer, you get some sort of condiment. Get a little cup side of ranch, a little side of honey mustard, a little side of la-di-da. And I didn't ask. So, being the goofball that I am, I just rang it in with a side of ranch, and then he bit me for it. At the table, he was like, I don't like ranch. Can I get this instead? And I was like, I should have just asked him. I don't know why I didn't go up to him and ask him. And then he ordered a mocktail. No, not a mocktail. He ordered a margarita. He asked whether he could, switch the tequila. And my restaurant doesn't allow that. All margaritas are made by the ingredient. You can't substitute anything. So I was just like, can you substitute something? No, I don't know, maybe. And I said no. Well, I want to give you a yes to a no. So let me go double check with the bartender and let me go ask and see if that is possible. At my restaurant, we have to ID everyone. We have to ID the freaking 80-year-old. Even if you look like you're about to be on your deathbed, we have to ID you. Just to make sure, you know, there's not a freaking 20-year-old hiding under that skin, if you know what I mean. I guess it's maybe just Utah being Utah, or it's my restaurant, or I don't know. But policy is that we have to ID everyone. So I didn't ask for his ID then because I wanted to double check to make sure that, and so then when I didn't take his ID then, he was like, when I came back, I told them, hey, unfortunately the bartender cannot do that. All of our drinks are made to order. They are made. We can't modify them. We can't do anything crazy about them. And I'm sorry about that. And then I asked, would you still like to order it? And he was like, yeah. And then I take his ID then. So then he gave me brownie points. He realized I was just double checking with the bartender to make sure that, you know, whether I can do that modification or not, and see if you still wanted it. So he was like, you know, that was pretty good on you, Isaac. That was a good job. Good job there, lad. So, you know, then he passed me. But it felt like I messed up a lot. Whatever, I passed it. Now we move on to the first day on the floor. So, how was my first day on the floor? It was good. I served a total of, I think, 9-10 guests, if I remember. So, 3% of my total sales go to the host, go to the to-go specialist, go to the bussers, go to the bartender. So I have to send 3% of my total sales of my shift. So 3% of all my sales go to them. Great. Sometimes I owe money to the restaurant because, you know, some guests paying cash, and so I'm their cashier. It's so confusing. I'm so confused. Someone needs to explain to me, but I guess I can't ask the internet clearly because I'm not I mean, a lot of people know. A lot of people inside my circle have been told where I work. That's not a problem as long as you tip me well. I'm looking at you. You know who I'm. Oh, you know, dirty dog. You know who you are. You know who you are. As long as you tip me good. You don't have to tip me right then and there. You can just Venmo me. You can just Apple Pay me. You have my Apple Pay. You have my Venmo. I'll give you my Cash App and my Zelle. You don't tip me right then and there. Just or tip me with cash. Okay? Tip me with cash, Apple Pay, Venmo, Zelle. And Cash App. But besides that, a lot of my inside circle knows, and, you know, good on you guys. You guys are great investigators. The word has spread. That's great. No stranger on the internet is going to click this. No random is clicking on this, right? There's absolutely no way. Who is clicking on this besides my friends, like my inside circle? Now, keep in mind, I did probably click the last video 10 times. So that's probably why it has 40 views. But besides that, all I'm trying to say is I'm starting the snowball that I've been pushing up the hill has been slowly pushing itself. So everything is starting to get a little bit easier. Getting the hang of the menu. I'm getting the hang of the layout of the restaurant. I'm getting a hang of carrying the tray properly, even though it's like sometimes it can be really heavy. I'm getting the hang of being able to balance. Now, during my training days, since my first training day, I made a few mistakes. But we learned, and we lived, and we're still alive. So, where do I go from here? Well, the only place to go from here, I don't know. I'm not a philosopher. I don't know why you're asking me that question. I mean, who do you think I am? I'm a freaking server. I'm an Amazonian worker. I'm a wannabe actor. Wednesday was a beautiful day. It was a great day. I had a lot of food. Maybe I can turn this on now that my eyes have rested. Wednesday was a beautiful day, and I appreciate everyone. Lovely messages, and I just want to say thank you for taking 3 seconds out of your day. I know it wasn't a long time, but for taking those 3 seconds and sending text, or giving me an awesome gift. And you know who you are. You sly dog. You know who you are. Because now is the time for action. Now is the time for me to get off my lazy little butt and do something awesome. I'm going to be making a few announcements in the next video, but just know that now there will be a new walkthrough of a video game that I have been desperately wanting to play, and it's going to be a series. I'm going to make it a series, and I will complete it. If I don't, you can have my tips. There you go. As always, thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate your time because your time is very valuable. And so, yeah, tomorrow is my second day on the floor. So I'll be seeing you guys real soon because I have some announcements to make. And that is curtain call. I need to put this money back in my wallet. Actually, I need to put this money in my bank account so I can use my credit card and build. Because if I use cash, unless I can't build. Like, I need to use my credit card to pay because then I can build credit. But if I just use cash, then will the IRS know if I deposit my cash tips? Oh, I'm still recording. Hey!